And that's why you don't say poopies in the house. What's up, everybody? It is the Cover Band Confidential Podcast, the podcast for people who want to learn to rock more and suck less. From here in Greensboro, North Carolina, I'm Dan Ray.
Man, I'm in Cedar Rapids, and this is Michael J. Schulte.
Michael J. Schulte. I think we've graduated you from like guest to honorary, you can say where you're from, co-host.
I am in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's a great place to hang out. Unfortunately, we've hit the heat dome or like the humidity dome or whatever's going on right now, and so it's like 97 actual with like a humid like 105 actual feeling. It's not great. It's even to the point where you go inside of some place and you know that their air conditioning's, it's like a business and they're like, we can't. We're trying.
It's not going to get there. Yeah. Yeah. We're looking down the barrel of like some high 90s this next couple of days.
You probably, about 2 days after us is probably when you get whatever we have. It's always going that way.
Yeah. And you know, my day gig, I work with people all across the country. We're full remote. So we literally can track weather moving across the country.
Before you get started with anything, you go, okay, who's where and what's the weather like?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I have a gig this weekend, so that means it's rained out.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good plan. Good plan. I'm also doing, I don't know if you can see, can you see me in a wide frame at all? Can you see what's
no, it's a square frame.
Well, if you could see that way, you would see a door that is taped over with a zipper down the middle, which is what we do these days when we're doing construction in our kitchens. Yeah.
You're in the mode of like you're in the like the house that you've been in for a long time, that you will not be leaving for a long time, so you're doing the projects.
God willing. Well, listen, we've lived with a tile countertop in our kitchen for 20 years. There's
whoever invented that is like, what do you?
It's the worst thing. It's the worst.
Oh, so
thing.
All the cracks for the crumbs, gotcha. No big deal.
Yeah, and the grout was once white, but now it's sort of dark gray horribleness. It's terrible. And so we finally, it's been on our bucket list. Well, nobody's dying, but the plan has been to replace that for a while and maybe do a full kitchen refresh. We're doing a slight kitchen refresh, replacing the countertops with wood. Go Google wormy maple. That's what we're doing it in. It's interesting. And then, because the house was built in 1890, you never know what you're going to find. So as they pulled part of it was replacing the sink and the cabinet that the sink was in, because that's all rotted out. That all came out. The rot was worse than we thought. But I mean, I was ready for it. Other people not so much, but I was prepared. And then when they pulled the backsplash off, they found a hidden electrical box with live electricity in it, kind of just sort of in there.
Of course, not capped off or anything. Just
and I mean, I'm talking to a realtor. You've seen these kind of things.
What do you do? 220 on that? 221, whatever it takes.
240.
240. Okay, we don't do that.
No, we don't. We don't. And I heard our contractor is so great. Like he'll walk across we're talking about redoing the bathroom and floors too. And he walked across the bathroom floor and said, "Oh, soft spots here. There'll be some magic under there." Which I love, right? I love that. I'm in the next room. The kitchen's next to my office here, and I heard him discover all this and see the non-code, very dangerous, and he's like, "Who the hell would? Oh, I can't believe this is death magic right here."
Death magic.
I was like, well,
are you excited?
Glad we found it. Let's get that cleaned up. We're going to have this wall be happy when you guys are done, okay? I mean, his quote had some buffer in it. In my brain, I had some additional buffer. So we're just going to handle some stuff as we do this.
I got a good realtor story for you. Final walkthrough. We were up in this like 1.5 story. We do a lot of 1.5 stories here, where the upstairs is like, it's kind of. And there was we pulled back some carpet because they wanted to know if there was like some hardwood back there, and we found that there was like a I don't know, 12-inch by 6-inch piece of wood that like looked out of place, that looked like you could like lift it up. And we lifted it up, and there was a penis pump in there. just sitting in there. We're like, all right, cool. We're like,
that's cool.
You want that? They're like, we'll just leave that there, and we'll just carpet over that. Leave it for somebody else.
Yeah, no, that's the move. I thought, if we end up just walling over that box, and they did kill the power to it and change out the wires.
Yes,
it's dead now. But I was like, if we just decide to bury that again, we should leave a note for the next sucker.
I think that's amazing. So when we replaced the carpet in my basement, after Sergeant Mallenstein passed away. You know, Willa and I, we found a crack, of course, in the foundation that was leaking, so we had to postpone. So we had a concrete floor for about a week. So Willa and I like painted the floor. The entire floor is painted, that someday someone's gonna pull that carpet up and be like, "What happened here?" Yeah, it's exciting to me.
Yeah, you know, we had now you've triggered story. So. For a while in my family, we had a mannequin hand, a woman's mannequin hand that we would hide in people's sock drawers or under their pillows.
For the fright of it, right?
For the fright of it. I one time was out golfing and I pulled out my driver and this thing plopped out onto the fairway next to me, right? It is currently, you know, we had a whole big reno a couple of years ago. Longtime listeners will remember. It was traumatic because it was not at our discretion. The plumbing exploded and we had to deal with it. But in process of it, we rebuilt a bathroom back there, and that mannequin hand is now in the wall, and there are scratches in the inside of the drywall of that wall, so that someday, far in the future, when that wall comes down and somebody's reading it around,
and you wish you were going to be there for that, man.
I do, but I enjoy that has happened. Yeah.
That's why we put, forwarding addresses on some deed packets and stuff like that, to where, you know, maybe if we really needed to reach out to you to be like, hey, good
or
joke.
Send me a mannequin hand.
Just send. What if one day it just shows up?
It just turns up. It's like a monkey paw. It's like,
I don't like that.
Yeah, horrifying. Yeah. All right.
Well,
this is going to be the tone of this episode,
estate.
folks. I think we're in like chat mode. I think we got some band stuff to talk about, but when Adam's away, man, the mice.
Well, he's the leader. He directs the conversation. But if it's just me and you, we're just going to go wherever it goes.
100%.
Right now, Adam would be like, "Hey guys, we got to start talking about topic. AI and the internet. Okay, let's go."
That's right. 5 things you got to do. 100%. So, we got no listicles this time around. It's just the two of us kind of. Running a mouse, which is cool.
Where will Adam be angrily listening to this at? I think he messaged me and he said he is up in Beetlejuice filming territory. He's in. He said they're in Burlington, Vermont.
Vermont. Yeah.
So hopefully he's still there when he angrily listens to us ruining the podcast.
Yeah. We'll just wreck this episode and he'll come back and correct us next week. It'll be fine. Yeah. Yep. We had a couple of band things we wanted to talk about, though.
Definitely.
You had a story. You had a story that was intriguing. Let's jump into that.
This is maybe, I've only made I can count 3 enemies that I've made in my entire life.
Wow.
That just hate me with full disdain, and I also hate them. I'm sure there's a lot of people that hate me that I don't know who they are, and so that's fine. But this is a magical list of
mutual hatred.
We hate each other. And this one guy, he ran for like about 15, 20 years. He ran this town festival in Iowa, one of the most prestigious town festivals. And he was one of those guys where he needed the full control, because with 99% certainty, we know this man was skimming money off, was stealing money from this town festival. Just a terrible human. And the sad part is we didn't know any of this. When we were coming up, this was like if we could play this festival.
Every band's got that, right? Like
this would be the greatest thing we've ever done.
Yeah,
and when we finally got it, this man treated us so horrible. In fact, he told us that bands play for free on this stage because this is such a big deal. You get your exposure dollars from this show. If you want to make money, feel free to get your own sponsors. And being a young band, we were like, oh, okay, like that's fine. We know people. And we did it like 4 years in a row, and we like pulled sponsors, man. We were like, pork teas were coming up in the world, and we would get these sponsors. The last year we did it, we pulled in like 10K of sponsors. And he freaked out because he was like, no, those were the sponsors that I already had. Every year we normally get those sponsors, so you can't have those sponsors. Just an ultimate piece of S. And he treated us terribly. In fact, he was skimming off the top so hard that he would hire this sound company out of state sound company that had the worst sound system you've ever seen in your life. And I know there was some sort of reciprocal. Dude kind of drunkenly told us that, we charge more, and then we kick some back to him as a thank you. And we're like, okay.
There you go.
The last year we played, the front fills were not on. like they just weren't on. So our techs went over and told this guy. This is like a 10,000 person thing. Our techs went over to tell him, and he was drunk in back. The front of like the owner of the system was drunk and then tried to fight our techs for like saying that they don't know anything and this is his system and I've been doing this for 30 years. Just a nightmare, right? So we finally started asking around to all these bands, and all the other bands were like, no, we get paid. Like, what? So he just ultimately just treated us like we were locals, and we were so lucky to be there. So we called him out on it. We called him out on how we've heard all these things and how every other band gets paid. He blackballed us, like, you're out of here. You're never playing this again. So we then, Vengeful Mike, who does not exist anymore. He's a dad now. He's chill.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about in a little bit. But Vengeful Mike, you don't ever want to be on the side of Vengeful Mike. So I took it upon me. It was a 3-year process to basically befriend every powerful person in this town and to be like, this man needs out. And he's the kind of guy where they all would approach him to be like, hey, we think it's time you sit down. And he kept everything on a notebook instead of like digitally. So he'd be like, well, then if I'm out, I take all my things with me. So which means you don't have any contacts for carnival people, for he just a POS, right? So we got him fired and completely kicked off of this festival that he started. The mayor came on board and was like, this man is out based on everything I've heard. And so we were the proponent of this new version of this festival where we handed it over to the good people. We said, let's do this. And they revamped the whole thing, set this new thing in motion, and we played it this past weekend. There was 10,000 people on the main street of this town, like down the street, with like a proper sound system and video wall. And dude, it was like, that was the town we started in, where this band formed. And for us to be 3 blocks away from the venue where we first played to 4 people, to be on the street of a proper festival that made money for the town, that kicked back money into all the businesses on the main street, and 10,000 people there, was maybe a highlight of my band career, man. Like it was pretty dope, dude. Like standing on that stage going, yes, we did it. Yeah. Evil did not triumph today, man. It was so good, man.
The empire has been overthrown.
I don't know if you've ever run into that, but you know the people, man. Like the bar owner, the festival guy, that you're like, there's something wrong here. Yeah. And something shady's going on, but I don't have the time to do it, to fix this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always people, in my experience, it's people who are like not talented. They're not, they find themselves adjacent to talent and able to exploit their adjacency. But, you you ultimately,
it's the power. Like I'm in this power mode, and like I'm so cool, and yeah. Well, and I think a lot of our audience probably feels this way, that there's been such a resurgence in cover bands over the last 10 years. Like we've all been a part of it. That's why we're all here in this group of like, cover bands can do so much for communities and can really provide fun things for these town festival type gigs. But so often you still get treated like a local, like a local band. There's, you're just these guys lucky to be on the stage, when we put so much time and effort into this, and we've built this business that's like, we're not just local. You can't just treat us this way because we're from this town. Right. You've got to treat us like we are here to do a professional job at your thing. And so I'm sure we've all been in those situations.
I'm not sure we've been at the level you've been at.
Well,
but it's certainly true that there's a general sort of, even among the $100 a man gig, like there is a sense that they're doing us a favor.
And just because you're out of town, there's always like I don't know if you guys get this, but anything in Iowa, like they don't even put the name of the artist anymore. They just go Nashville recording artist. Like all they do is just throw the word Nashville on a band, and then that's like such a prestigious thing. They're from Nashville. It's a really crazy thing in Iowa right now, and it's like they get treated just because this band came from Nashville, where they make $0 to play music, by the way.
Right.
Just because they came from Nashville, like it's this big deal. When it's like, man, you got all this talent around here, dude.
They didn't come from Nashville. They spent some time in Nashville, maybe.
They currently have an address in Nashville.
Maybe. For some time, maybe they had an address in Nashville, or maybe outside Nashville. I don't know.
Or sort of. Or like the one guy played in a bar in Nashville one time.
Yeah.
So he's a Nashville recording artist.
Right.
I could be a Nashville recording artist if I just booked a studio time there.
I was recorded. Yeah. I was playing, a song.
And they recorded it.
So
now I'm a Nashville recording artist. But yeah, it's that power struggle of like overcoming the fact that you are a local band. Sometimes I think for a lot, I do see that as the bands that are upping to the next level. That's a little struggle sometimes.
When you're in your own market where you came from and people know you as that kid you were.
They used to see you for free when no one was there in this corner bar. It's like now you gotta pay to go to this special event that they're throwing. It's like, yeah, come on, man. We're upping ourselves. Let's go.
Yeah. I do think there's a lot of people would love to have that problem. Those of us who are local, I'll tell you though, I saw the Avett Brothers for the very first time.
Nice.
Busking on a street corner in Winston-Salem. And I stopped and watched them I had a place to be. I was meeting some people and I was like, nope, I'm going to be late because what they're
not because you knew
who
they were, but because they were like so.
Because what they were doing,
awesome.
I'd never heard of them.
Yeah.
It's two guys. I don't know. But what they were doing was so energetic and so new and so, you know how they are, weird but also sounds like you've heard them forever. They're amazing, and I knew standing there they were going to be huge. And their first album, hit big.
That was the big one, wasn't it? That was the.
I'm not going to be able to come up with this.
I'm gonna look it up while you're talking here.
And that was only, I don't know, 18 months later that album hit. And I was like, oh yeah, those guys.
Those are the guys I saw.
Yeah. I watched those guys like throw it down on the corner of Cherry and Trade in Winston-Salem. Somebody from Winston-Salem is going to email and say Cherry and Trade is an intersection.
Those are not the street.
Those are two streets in Winston-Salem, but they probably don't cross.
I think the one you're thinking of was the 2009 I in Love and You. Is that the album?
Yes.
That was the one that really I think they had a couple of EPs and stuff before it, but that one took off like crazy.
When that one came out, I heard the studio versions of some stuff I'd heard on the corner.
Oh, no way.
And it was like,
and you remembered it.
My mind was yeah, totally, because it was so mad that they were amazing buskers. So that transition from you're saying like local band to somebody made it big. That's my example of the extreme of that.
Yeah, and that's you said like you'd kill for some people would kill for like those problems, but it's like the one thing I was talking to this other guy, this local band guy, that he's the question I always get is like, how do we've been a band for a year and we're not playing for 10,000 people? Like, why? It's like, because man, you've been a band for a year. Like, this is our 18th year doing this and we've slogged our way up to this point.
That's right.
But I do think I'm torn on this thing because I'm very into this idea lately, and maybe it's the old man in me, but I do think many of the reasons that Pork Tornadoes have gone from local to a big act is that we cared, and we really overemphasized cared about every little detail and every finite point. And I'd like to tell myself that was a really big reason of why we've gone to the point we have, but I don't know if it is, because there's kind of like a viral thing going around amongst, I think it's probably amongst young kids. It's a different word for R, but we call it retro maxing. The kids call it another R word. You should look it up. Like it sounds stupid and you would never really say that. And I don't like the term, but the idea is that don't care. Just be dumb. Just if there is somebody like questioning something, just be like, yeah, whatever, then fine. If the purchaser goes, oh, we added an acoustic guy before you and he's going to play for 3 hours, just go, all right.
Yeah.
Because we used to fret about these small little finite details. That's like, does it really matter in the long run of things? In fact, the thing that brought this about was there's been a few gigs that we've gained and then lost over the last couple of years, where it's kind of easy to look back that maybe we pushed a little too hard on things like contracts and like, well, you said this, and like, why is there no Uncrustables in the green room? You said you agreed to this.
all these green M&Ms. What's happening?
Right. We did add Uncrustables to our rider, and it's beautiful. It's a nice meal after sound check kind of a thing. But we lost a few prestigious kind of gigs to like the fact that I think we were a little too coming out of our local band, like, like don't treat us like a local band, and I think there's really something to just, I'm trying to say this the right way, just like being happy in the moment that it's happening. And like if you're supposed to start at 8 and like something is wrong and the opener goes a little long and you start at 8:15, like, does it really matter to like get upset about it and to really like fight the power over this? Or, I hope that makes sense. And I know I'm not saying it the right way because I'm still learning this Buddhism philosophy of just dude, who cares? And right. I really do think it's changed us a little bit this summer. We've kind of adapted the mentality of like, doesn't matter. Just get out when it's our turn, get out there and have the best time we can and put on the best show we can. And it's been great. So I don't know if you've ever heard that. I don't know if there's if that's can be moved to different philosophies of your life or different avenues of your life, but it's been a huge thing for us this summer.
I'm going to have to look at it. I mean, certainly that's been a thing that as a band leader who owns and sets up the PA and runs sound from the stage and books the gigs and organizes the everything, I find myself sometimes on stage playing and thinking about all of that. Yeah. It's like, whoa, that is not what's happening in this moment. What's happening in this moment is a pure expression of joy. And I am only robbing myself by having it be anything other than that. and robbing my audience.
Yeah, because they know.
100%. And when I watch it on video, video are things like I can see the moments where I'm just gone. I'm just like elsewhere.
It's bothersome to know that, like, I used to sort of like middle of the song, look down at the set list, be like, what's the next one? Like, I'm in the middle of a song.
Yeah.
Why do I care what the next song is?
It's not going to change between now and the end of this song.
When this one's over, I can still look down and go, oh, here's the next
list
song.
will still be there. Yeah. Yeah. And when it's time to do the transition, I'll do the transition. But I don't need to know that in verse 2. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I think it's a good way of just, it's meant for just like a way of life, but I think it really lends itself to the world that we're in because we all care so much. I mean, that's why everybody's here, man. That's why everybody's in the Slack and everybody's in the Patreon, and like, because we care so much about our band, and like, this is so important. And it is. What we do is really amazing and important, but it's like, remember the whole like, does the audience care? Like, they only kind of care if you're like not having a good time. That's sort of when they care. If you're up there just living in the moment, they're gonna do the same thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I there's something I'd like to get your thought on. Adam and I had a private paid band coaching engagement last night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, and it was good. I think we dug in good, and that person who hired us didn't want it to go on the pod, so I'm not going to spill the tea. But one of the things that they were sort of dealing with is, how do I build a following? How do I make myself, your girlfriend's favorite band? A pork tease strapline, if you didn't know.
If you didn't know.
And And I at some point I said, and it was kind of my closing argument on this group. I went from playing for whoever shows up to having people show up repeatedly because there'd been some connection.
Yeah.
To I'm not quite sure who I am playing a solo acoustic show if my friend Diane Chase isn't in the room. Right? My friend, Christy isn't there. Like the ones
happened?
who,
What did we do wrong?
If they don't turn up, like, and I got to where they let me know, like, hey, I got something going on. I can't come tonight. Because it'd be so weird for me if like some of my regulars didn't turn up. And I know them by name, and we go to parties and we hang out and, all of that. But all of them started from, I just happened to be playing somewhere they happened to be. So what was that? What was that made that transition happen?
Like, yeah, why?
And I think part of it is, in both my acoustic show and my band, like I'm not afraid to, I don't hold back from being a little weird. Like I don't hold my personality back, and I let them have me. And the person we were talking to had done a lot of work to have their show be really clean, and they sounded great. I mean, the videos they showed us, they sounded really good. They sounded like the recording. It wasn't.
Maybe there was no like personality there. Like
that was kind of the, yeah. I mean, it was really clean and really good, but there was sort of nothing much to grab onto and identify with.
That's a good point.
And I think as I look across the media you've put out, I think there's a lot for people to identify with as people.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if I've ever thought about it that way, but I do now that you're like saying, how do you build a following? And now I'm picturing the bands that I know that have built followings. Like, you're absolutely right there. These are it doesn't matter. Like, you have to be good. Everybody, like, of course, you have to be good.
Table
like,
stakes.
Doesn't matter. Like, that's already, that's how you get to the game first, is being good.
Right.
And you have to play songs people like. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're already there. But you're right. It's almost like, what's unique about you?
Right.
Like, what are your personalities like? Like, why do you stand out over another band? And maybe it's the members and how they present themselves on stage. Maybe it's the energy. Maybe it is the uniqueness of the songs they play. But you're right. Like, it's like once you do get someone that's interested, it's like you need to engage them and you need to talk to them and meet them. And any band I can think of right now that's been doing really well has those core fans that just show up.
Yep.
And they're just, any chance that they have to tell someone to go to a show, they're doing that. And it's because you're taking the time to speak to them before and after shows and take photos. There's a young girl, I think she just turned 20. She went through a kind of a rough patch over the last 2-3 years, and her mom reached out and said that like she had brought her to a Pork Tornado show and like kind of changed her life. She's like, this is so fun. And she's been to like, I don't know, we've seen her at like 10 of our last like 16 shows, front row, 20-year-old girl, just, like, she'll write these posts of like, man, this band like helped me, because they're so nice. I can't believe they're so nice to talk to me. It's like, what do you mean? Of course we're going to talk to you. Like,
are you kidding me? Like, you came to us.
She'll like come around the corner and I'll see her. I go, how are you? She'll be like, what? Oh my God. It's like, no, I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm delighted for you. Like, what an honor to meet you. Yeah.
So I think you're onto something. It's like, even if you play a gig to 20 people and those 20 people are so like, oh, I love this band, then like, please spend the next hour meeting all of them and signing stuff and giving away sticks and like do that, because you will make a fan for life when you do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they will tell their friends. And that is how you exponentially go.
Absolutely. I've had people, show up to the next show with 3 more.
Oh, we got a Dan Ray virgin here. Come on, like, Dan, you got to meet this person. They've never been here.
Right. That's right. Here's what he does. Here's the
it's
shtick
so
or
funny.
whatever.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
And they usually do, because they trust what their friend has to say.
Yeah. 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 And the other thing is, it's got to be genuine, right? There was
100%.
I was in a band a couple projects ago where we evolved just on stage over time a few sort of routines that were great. They were great, and people would come back for them. But we got to a point where we were playing almost every weekend, and we didn't have time to sort of just have it be organic. And so we fell back into these patterns that, the first people hearing it loved it like it was new, but the person who heard it for the fourth time, they were kind of, it was kind of over. So it's got to be fresh. It's got to be real. That the spark of sort of originality and inspiration has to be a real spark and not something we have in the can.
Yeah, and if you desire so hard that 500 people will try to come to your every show, then you better make every show different and new songs and different lineups and different jokes. And we're always every 6 months going, okay, we need a new intro. We need to make this video new. This song used to be our final song. It needs to move to the middle. Anything you can do to make a show feel uniquely different. Man, even this worked out really well for us. There's an incredible local band that does well around here that we're buddies with that we co-headlined the show with recently. And we did like a logo swap where we put each other's logos in our own different names. And then I played drums on one of their songs. Their singer came out and sang on one of our songs. You make it a special event for people to come see. I mean, you can't take it for granted that people are there. So if you're not giving it 100% every show, man, you're going to lose them.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good conversation we had with those folks last night. But
that's a bummer we can't hear it because I absolutely love those, man. I love hearing band coaching stuff. That is so great.
Yeah, and we're open to the deal is we charge if you don't want to put it on the podcast, and that's valid. It may turn into kind of a therapy session, which is
But yeah, if you're spending the time that is not to create content, then we need a little payment here.
Yeah. But if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know, how could those guys give us input that would move us along? Yeah, and you're willing to share it with everyone. Let us know. Coverbandconfidential@gmail.com.
It's double the price if you want just me and Dan, no Adam. It's double the price.
That's right. So, yes, to be spared Adam.
If you want just Adam and Dan, it's baseline price.
That's right.
Swap me for Adam, we got to double it.
Yeah, at least. If you only want Mike, it's a triple.
No, if you only want me, it's free. Fuck.
Let's go.
Diarrhea Miles. Let's go.
Yeah. Good.
What was the other thing we were going to talk about? It was
well, we had a couple things. And looking at time, we can maybe briefly talk about them both. You do a movie podcast.
I love movies.
And it's great.
Weird, huh?
Yeah. I was late getting onto this call because I was wrapping up watching the 2019 remake.
1819, something like that?
Yeah, of It, Stephen King's It, which was the second time through it. First time for me, second time.
So you have seen it before then, okay.
No, this was my first time. But it was my 12-year-old daughter's second time. She watched it earlier in the week. She's suddenly become a horror movie fan, which is pretty cool. And she's 12, so we're trying to find the balance, trying to find the right spot. But both It and second chapter of It, the new version.
So you did first and second then?
She did. I've only seen the first one.
Okay.
Skarsgård.
That man's
bonkers.
Because who played? Jesus, it's 9. It's late. Who was the original It from Clue? Tim Curry.
Curry, yeah.
I mean, how are you ever?
He's Frankenfurter for me for the rest of her life. But
how are you going to beat that? And then it's weird.
Skarsgård.
Have you ever seen him? He was on Conan and he did the smile. Just in a normal, he was just like himself, and he did this. Skarsgård did, and it was Jesus, dude.
I haven't.
And the slight cross eye that he has on that, it's
yeah.
That's frightening.
I saw
dude.
him. Of course, we watched Castle Rock.
Yeah,
which he's in, and so my entire Bill Skarsgård experience is Stephen King. He should just stay in that niche forever. He's perfect.
I have a recommendation for you.
Okay.
It's brand new. Oh, Jesus. You can maybe cut this out, or I don't know if you want to cut this out.
Well, Adam's doing the editing, so we'll see.
Adam, this is for you. Cut this out. It's about an island in Massachusetts.
Yes, I just watched it.
Mistress Island or
no,
right? Widow Island.
Widow
Bay. Widow Bay. Did you watch it?
Is that right?
It's Widow Bay, I think.
Widow's Bay.
Okay, let me start that again.
Okay.
I'll start that again.
Eggplant.
All right. I got a recommendation for you.
Go.
Have you seen Widow's Bay?
I have seen Widow's Bay.
Did you like it?
Actually, it is amazing. It's maybe the only thing. It's the only time I've ever seen. Well, I'm sorry. I take it back. It does it.
It does it too.
Successful combination of horror and comedy.
It's my favorite genre. I'm pretty sure it's kind of like it's like Stranger Things in a way. It's like it's like horror moments surrounded by actual character depth and like character development, but also like I laughed like every 3 minutes. And
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Because I don't want pure horror. I want you to make me feel safe at least for a little while.
Yeah. And I love Matthew Rhys so much in The Americans.
Good Lord.
He's great in that. Actually, the whole cast is amazing in that. Stephen Root, obviously. But all the rest of them, unbelievable. And yes, Widow's Bay, watch it.
There's something about northeastern island town genre that I love. Like, did you ever see Midnight Mass?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, come on, man.
No, we're massive fans of, what's his name, the director of that?
Yeah, because House on...
Haunting of Hill House.
I've watched that 3 times through, and I cry. I cry harder than I've ever cried at the end of that because it's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Just like...
Well, that and, God, I'm just going to say...
Gregory Alan Issakoff.
That, but also Bent Neck Lady.
Oh,
just destroys me. Destroys me.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's say what his name is. It's the guy. He directs all those. Let's just make sure we say him. Midnight Mass director. It is Mike Flanagan. He can do no wrong.
The Flanaganverse is incredible. Yeah.
Flanaganverse.
Yeah. I mean, Midnight Mass was incredible.
House of Haunting of Bly House. Bly Manor was
great.
Good.
And House of Usher was a little cute, I thought. I don't know, but I still loved it.
I still watched it.
Yeah. So yes.
Yeah, well, it's great because the thing about it is it's why I fell in love with Stranger Things. It's when there's kid actors that can actually slay.
Right.
It feels better than when like adult. Because Chapter 2, I didn't really like Chapter 2 because it's the adult version now, and it's fine. But Chapter 1's where it's at because those kids are incredible in that movie, man.
Yeah. Well, and you got Flynn Wolfhart's in both of them. By the way, an amazing recording artist, quite good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Joe Keery, who is Steve the Hare Harrington from Stranger Things, amazing.
It's like the song of the year so far, basically.
Yeah. DJO. Joe is the name he records under. If you don't know him, you got to listen to him. I know it's current music, and a lot of our audience is like, listen to the 70s. But he put out albums that are oriented around his influences. So he's got a whole album that's very Beatles influenced, and another one's very Bee Gees influenced. And it's great. It's great. And a massive credit to my 12-year-old for introducing me to like the music of Stranger Things because it's good.
Dude, I cannot wait for my kids to find their own music and tell me about it. Because I know that I'm not going to necessarily like it all. Yeah. Because my parents didn't. That is a rite of passage that kids' music is just like, But I am a lover of new music. I can't believe there are people out there that go, the last great song came out in 2001. It's like, what? Dude, there is unbelievable music out there, man. And you can still like Guns N' Roses. You can still like Guns N' Roses, even if you like Joe Keery.
my kid and I are doing this cool thing. Well, she'll sit in this lounge chair behind me and say, play this song. And we'll listen to it together. And then I'll be like, all right, but listen to this song. And we're trading songs back and forth. And she now completely loves, because of course, Stranger Things. She's absolutely obsessed. She's gone all the way in on Kate Bush. He loves Kate Bush deeply.
That's interesting.
way more than just that one song. And she's like, yeah, I know, Dad, the Pink Floyd guy found it.
You're like, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no, I did. I told her that, and I told her it more than once. But
Isn't it sick though when you play something though for your kid? Because I'm sure you've already been through this, and they like love it.
Yeah.
I've been on a Bob Marley kick lately. You know, my newest Buddhism Tao that I have right now, because I've always been a Bob Marley fan. And we went on a bike ride, me and Willow. I had her in the pull behind, and it was just a Bob Marley day. It was a beautiful sunshine day. She heard about 15 Bob Marley songs one time through, and then a couple days ago, I'm looking in my rearview mirror and we're listening to Three Little Birds, and she's singing every word. To see a little 4-year-old go, every little thing is gonna be all, and she points at her sister and like she's like singing nowhere. Like this is happiness. Like I don't know if I've ever experienced this vibe in my life.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, when she started singing, when Ivy started singing from the back seat, it was it was good. And it was where she, she's got this amazing voice now, and a musical theater kid, and she starred in Peter Pan. She was Peter Pan in the show that she just did. And she's got the ears to like, good pitch takes good ears.
Oh yeah.
And she's got them. Like she's got the ability to like hear the chord and hear herself and fix her pitch, which is not a thing a lot of people have.
I don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, I was raised singing 4-part harmony in the car in car trips.
You got it. You're like my wife. You guys good job. Harmony is cool.
Yeah, exactly. But it's very gratifying to see, this amazing voice, appear out of my child. It's pretty incredible.
I will leave you with, it's always nice to hear examples in the wild of what songs are killing it, right? We got three recent-ish new songs that have entered that have just been destroying. And these are, feel free to use these, anybody listening. Love Story, Taylor Swift, is one of those songs where if you do it right, every age range knows the words to that chorus and gets up on the chorus for that one. Pink Pony Club is officially the Can't Stop the Feeling that will be here. It's going to be here for the next decade. It will. And I don't think I've heard people sing that loud in years at our show of that chorus. And so we've been doing that. We're working on like a official recording of it to like release it, because of course we rock it up a little bit. But I also have a new rap medley that ends in. So we start with Juicy by Notorious B.I.G.
Good.
Into Nothing But a G Thing, into Lose Yourself by Eminem. And I'll tell you, Lose Yourself is the anthem of most white people. And like
true.
You don't see, like, I mean, we are just like, the minute you hear those chords going, dude. So if you can find a way to get the first verse of Lose Yourself into a song, please do it. Because it kills. It kills, my friends.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, look at us. Just going
I think we covered it. Yeah, we did it.
We're just making a long episode out of it.
Yeah.
Because nobody's reeling us in.
Yeah, there's no listicle to get through. We're just chilling.
Adam's going to edit this whole thing, and it's going to be like 20 minutes long.
He's going to put like 1s and 2s and 3s. My friend Mike, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Dude, I love when you guys hit me up. I just, like I've said it before, listening to you guys is a weekly thing for me. Lately I've been having some Thursday night gigs, so it's like amazing to get in the car on the way home and be like, yeah, let's go. Perfect. I got something to listen to. So I'm glad you guys are keeping at it. It's just amazing that you're out there in the universe talking to all of us on our drives to our gigs. So please keep it up.
Yep, that's the mission. All right. Well, listen, if there's any interest out there in supporting us, there's lots of ways to do it. Adam will patch in the details about that right now, but I will go ahead and call it for July 3rd.
I was going to be like, what?
Friday, July 3rd. Everybody be careful with your fingers out there tomorrow. From Greensboro, North Carolina, I'm Dan Ray.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Mike Schulte.
This is Cover Band Confidential. I'll take care.